In the heart of a bustling Nigerian village, the drumbeats echoed through the night, whispering secrets of old. The moon hung low, casting a silver veil over the thatched roofs. Under its watchful gaze, a powerful warrior named Okonkwo stood, his shadow long and imposing. Okonkwo was known far and wide, not just for his strength, but for the burning fire within him, a fire that made even the bravest tremble. Okonkwo's village, Umuofia, was a land of ancient customs and rich traditions. The villagers lived in harmony with the earth and with each other. But there was a storm brewing, one that no one could foresee. It was the arrival of white men, bringing with them strange customs and a new religion. These foreigners threatened to uproot the very foundation of Umuofia's way of life. Okonkwo was a man of action, never one to shy away from a fight. His past was marked by triumphs and failures, but he always rose again, like a lion after the hunt. He had 3 wives and many children, each home filled with laughter and the smell of cooking fires. But beneath the surface, Okonkwo carried a heavy burden. He feared weakness more than anything, a fear that drove him to greatness and, at times, to cruelty. One day, a messenger arrived from Banta, a neighboring village. His face was pale with fear. "The white men are coming," he stammered. "They are building their church and saying our gods are false." Okonkwo's blood boiled. He clenched his fists and looked around at the faces of his fellow villagers. "We cannot let them destroy our way of life," he declared. "We must fight back." The council of elders gathered under the ancient Iroko tree to discuss the threat. Voices rose in anger and fear. Some, like Okonkwo, wanted to resist. Others believed that the strangers might bring new opportunities. Okonkwo's closest friend, Obierica, stood up, his voice calm but firm. "We must be wise, my brothers. Let us learn more about these white men before we act." Tensions grew as the white men built their church on the outskirts of Umuofia. They spoke of peace and salvation, but their presence felt like a shadow over the village. Okonkwo watched with a heart full of dread as his son, Nwoye, began to show interest in the new religion. This betrayal cut deeper than any wound. One night, Okonkwo sat alone in his hut, the firelight flickering across his troubled face. He thought of his father, Unoka, a man he had always despised for his laziness and failure. "I will not be like him," Okonkwo vowed. "I will protect my family and my people, no matter the cost." The days turned into weeks, and the white men's influence grew. They offered trade and education, tempting the villagers with promises of a better life. Some villagers, tired of the old ways, began to convert. Okonkwo's anger festered, turning his once warm home into a place of tension and fear. One evening, a cry echoed through the village. "The egwugwu have been attacked." The egwugwu, ancestral spirits of the village, were sacred. To harm them was to strike at the heart of Umuofia. Okonkwo and the warriors rushed to the scene, their faces masks of rage. They found the white men standing defiantly, their leader holding a Bible aloft. "Your gods are false," he declared. "Join us and be saved." Okonkwo's vision blurred with fury. Without thinking, he grabbed his machete and charged, the weight of his ancestors behind him. The clash that followed was brutal, a whirlwind of blades and cries. Blood soaked the earth, mingling with the tears of those who watched helplessly. In the aftermath, Okonkwo stood over the fallen bodies of his enemies and friends alike. The village was silent, the air heavy with the scent of death. Okonkwo's heart pounded in his chest, his soul torn between pride and despair. The fight was not over. The white men would return, stronger and more determined. Okonkwo knew that the battle for Umuofia's soul had only just begun. As he gazed at the rising sun, he vowed to stand firm, no matter the cost. For in the heart of darkness, a warrior's spirit burns brightest.